Hey guys, it's Julia Ehrman. I am so excited to share with you something today because I know there's a lot of videos online about how to find a good realtor, but I want you to know this one thing is they're all done by realtors. I want to share with you our experience with our realtor moving from Washington to Tennessee and give you a couple of tips that we learned along the way. Okay, so my first tip is find a realtor that is willing to travel for you, okay? It's not going to be realistic that every time you find a house in Tennessee that you're going to be able to travel from Washington to Tennessee or wherever you're moving from, okay? So you need a realtor who's willing to travel for you. One of the things that we found out early on in Tennessee is it's kind of broken up into three sections, okay? There's Middle Tennessee, there's East Tennessee, and then the other side, which we didn't look at all, where Memphis is, okay? So you need to know what area you're looking at and then find a realtor that works in that area. So when we first started looking, we were looking all over, but we wound up with a realtor who worked in Middle Tennessee only, okay? And we would find houses in Eastern Tennessee, and somehow he would deter us from looking at those houses because it was outside of his network, okay? So know where you're looking, and then if you're looking in that place, make sure to have a conversation with the realtor. What if I find a house that's outside of, where you work? Do you have connections? Can you help me find a realtor to look in that area as well? Because if you're like us, you just know, like, you want to move to Tennessee, maybe you don't know where exactly you're moving yet. So you need to make sure that you find a realtor that's willing to travel and that's super flexible. Okay, another thing is make sure that they have an iPhone, okay? If you're not an iPhone person, that's okay. I am, okay? It made it so easy to tour houses. So every time our realtor went to a house, we jumped on FaceTime with them. It was super easy. They walked us around the house. We had a pretty good feeling if the house was a good fit or not within the first couple of seconds, just from being on FaceTime, okay? So make sure that there is some way that you can video chat with your realtor and they're willing to go to the houses that you're interested in. Okay, I want you to know that there's a lot of bad realtors. There are a lot of bad realtors, especially taking advantage of people who are moving to Tennessee right now because there's such an influx of people moving from out of state, okay? So I want you to be really careful, okay? When you are going in those Facebook groups that say, move to Tennessee, I want you to know most of those groups are led by realtors. I'm not saying that those are bad realtors, but what I am saying is that when you're asking for advice on a good realtor, you need to talk to somebody who's actually used them. So ask for references. That's like, what a grand idea. Ask for references, okay? Ask if anybody that they'd sold a house to would be willing to chat with you, and ask on the Facebook groups, hey, we're thinking about using Sarah Lee for a realtor, just a name I came up with, and ask if anybody else has used her or has been looking at houses with them. Get like one-on-one opinions from people who are actually using that realtor. So I want to share our story with you guys because we had an interesting realtor story. So we had a realtor that was working in Middle Tennessee. We found a house that we absolutely loved. It was in East Tennessee. I kept sending it to him and I kept saying, hey, will you send me all the details on this house? And he kept just kind of like steering me away from the house and sending me houses that were his style, not our style, that were near his house, not where we wanted to move. And so I finally had sent him a message and I said, we want to see this house. I'm going to find another realtor. Can you either refer us or I'm going to find another realtor? By the time I had found another realtor and she was jumping into the house for us and jumping on FaceTime with us, showing us the house, he had responded back. Now, mind you, this was days, okay? Days later. And the only reason that he responded back was because I had sent him a message. I said, hey, I want to let you know that we did end up finding another realtor since you never referred us to one. Okay. The referral thing is important here. Okay. So if they refer you, they get a portion of the money if you buy a house with the new realtor. Okay. So the referral fee is the important part here. So we had told him we found another realtor since you did not refer us, and it had been like 2 or 3 days and he hadn't sent us a referral. And we looked at the house and I just want you to know we're really interested. At that point, he got really angry with us. And he had been showing us houses for about a month. I think he showed us 2 houses or 3 houses on FaceTime. So he had spent a little bit of time with us. And he was really upset because here's the thing. We found a realtor on our own. I went into one of the moving to Tennessee groups and I just got really lucky with our realtor. She's absolutely amazing. If you want her name, send me a message. Find me on IG, Ermin Julia, and send me a private message. I will give you her contact. She's amazing. She's a mom like me, and I love that. And she's Christian. She loves Jesus. And she fights for her clients, okay? And that's what our other realtor wasn't really doing. He wasn't fighting for us. He was trying to get us to purchase a house in his location, in the place he wanted, and in his price range, and the type of houses that he likes, okay? So these are some of the things to look for as you work with your realtor. Are they pointing out houses that they prefer? Or are they actually finding houses that you maybe would like or prefer? That will kind of give you a signal if they're working for you or not. So to finish up this story, I ended up asking this new realtor, hey, if this deal goes through, will you give him a commission? Okay. Because he, as a referral. And turns out like that's actually not legal since he did not refer us to her. We ended up cutting off conversation with our prior realtor. And I hope that he learned a lesson. I hope that if he's watching this video, that he learned a lesson. If somebody asks you for a referral as a realtor, you need to give them a referral like that day. And if you can't, you need to follow up and you need to communicate. Otherwise, you're going to miss that referral. Okay, so to close out today, what I want you guys to know is I want you to do your research, okay? Know what part of Tennessee you're looking at. And if you're looking all over, be honest with your realtor from the start and see if they are okay with that. If they seem weird about that, you need to find a new realtor, okay? Get recommendations. And if you want the contact for our realtor, send me a message on Instagram and I'd be happy to share with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me that you are interested in our journey as we begin to really settle into Tennessee. I love providing value for you guys and really sharing our experience of what it was like to move because it was a big deal. It's a big deal to move a family of 4, especially with 2 special needs kids from Washington to Tennessee. We had a lot of people who weren't supportive, but we had a lot of people who were supportive as well. So I want to walk with you along this journey. If there's anything that you would like me to do a video on, send me a message on Instagram and let me know. Thank you so much for watching and make sure to subscribe so you can watch as future videos come out as well.